open primaries started with a conversation that I had with Bill Cowles about the turnout in the 2012 election for primaries, and there was like 13% turnout in Orange County. And I said, that's terrible. Why is that happening? And he started talking to me about the fact that, we have closed primaries, and we have a system where you can't even, a write-in candidate can close the primary, and the whole process is just makes it so difficult. And the other thing he said to me is that we have more and more people, especially young people, who are just, turned off to parties, and so they are no party affiliation, and they are closed out of the primaries. And so I said, somebody should do a study about that. And so I presented that to the convention that we had, and I had some opposition, mostly from some of the older people in Palm Beach County, who were also a very powerful county, and they didn't want to do it because they said, oh, we're going to upset the political powers, the party heads. And I'm thinking to myself, who cares? We don't have any obligation to them. Our obligation is to voters, not to the party leaders. Anyway, we were able to get that approved, and I found somebody who was going to be the chair, and that person didn't work out. And then I found somebody else to be the chair, and that person didn't work out. And then I found a third person to be the chair, and she had health problems. I mean, I knew that if we were going to do it, I was going to have to chair it, or else there just wouldn't have been a study. And so I took on that responsibility, and it was the most difficult thing that I've been involved with in the league. It really was. And it was comprehensive, 100 pages. We just covered everything, and I just pulled as many people as I could in across the state. We did these interviews of the party leaders. We wanted to get their input. We interviewed supervisors of elections. Anna helped me work out a survey of millennials, and we did 2 different types of surveys to talk to millennials. We looked at every state that had done a study, because there had been 4 other states who had done studies. Now there have been, I think, 7 states who've done studies on it. We looked at the whole process, what every state in this country is doing, and it is a mess in terms of, and the fact that, most of the people who live in Florida come from another state. And I worked the polls. So we've seen it. So we had people come in the presidential primary in 2016, and we had a young student who came in, and I gave her ballot, and she said, well, I want to vote for Bernie. And on her ballot, all there was a library proposal. And I said to her, well, he's running in the Democratic primary, and you have no party affiliation. You can't vote for him. And she was in tears. I had another lady from New Jersey who had no party affiliation, and she said, well, in New Jersey it doesn't matter. I said, well, this is Florida. So I saw in person how confusing it is to all these people who come in from other states, because we're only one of 9 states that have strictly closed primaries, and it just made no sense to me. Anyway, it was approved by the last convention that we had. It was pretty much unanimous, and I just caught the attention of the state board, and they said, we'd like you to become a member of the state board and work on issues related to government and elections and things like that. And I said, okay, I'll do it now that this study's over. And now we have a national convention coming up in Chicago, and we will carry this forward. I've been approved for a caucus, and we'll see if we can carry this forward to make it a national issue.